Good afternoon to our viewer here today. This is Kyle from Whiskey Words and Wisecracks. And today what we're going to do is talk about the word old. And it is really used to describe it in the title of a lot of names of whiskeys out there, bourbons specifically. So we're going to talk to old as it relates to the bourbon industry. And what does it really mean? Because you see it so much. What is old in bourbon terms? So, like I said, so many bourbons out there start with old. You have Old Crow, Old Tub, Old Bardstown, Old Fitzgerald, Old Forcer, Old Charter, Old Carter, Old Grandad, Overholt, Rip Van Winkle, Medley, and there's a lot more than that, actually. For our point of reference today, we're going to be using this Old Bardstown, which comes out of the Willett Distillery here in Bardstown, Kentucky. I'll put that front and center there. And Willett, they started making whiskey around 1936, put the first whiskey in barrels in 1937, and started making Old Bardstown in the 1940s. They kind of trudged right along. In the 1980s, they actually quit making their own whiskey from somewhere in the 80s to 2016. What they did, though, was they bought a lot of old whiskeys that are actually available now and pretty highly coveted. 2016... back at their location here, again in beautiful Bardstown, Kentucky, they started making whiskey again. And the first one they made was this Old Bardstown Bottled in Bond. So that's just going to give you a little history about what we're going to be using for our baseline on the olds here. So this Old Bardstown is 4 years old. Okay, so we're establishing that as our baseline. So the word old in bourbon is going to equal 4 years. And I put a little dry erase board here with that information. So old equals 4 years. Okay, there's a bourbon available called Hudson Baby Bourbon. I looked that up online. Hudson Baby Bourbon comes out of New York. It's 100% corn, I believe. But it is anywhere between 3 months and a year old from what I read and the little bit of research I did put in right before I came out here. So for the purposes of this, we're going to say that Hudson Baby Bourbon is 3 years old. So old equals 4 years, and baby equals 3 months. So there you have it. Take a good look at that there. So old is 4 years, baby is 3 months. New Riff, another bottle I have in the house. New Riff is made out of Newport, Kentucky. Very good stuff. I can't wait till it gets some more age to it, but it's really enjoyable right now. They're doing some very cool stuff. And New Riff, new is 4 years old. So old is 4 years, baby is 3 months, and new is 4 years old. So let's hold that up here. All right, very nice. So we're establishing some baselines here to kind of understand these titles in bourbon and understand what they're doing with them. So next one we have, also in Bardstown here, we have the Barton 1792 Distillery. Now, Barton has a product called Very Old Barton. It's along there. It's a little more of their more economical line of whiskeys. It's not the 1792, but it's a little more on the affordable end of the spectrum. They have Very Old Barton. Very Old Barton is said to be aged between 4 and 6 years old. Now, because this is my video and my rules, I'm going to say that Very Old Barton is 6 years old. So very old is going to equal 6 years. So we have old is 4 years, new is 4 years, baby is 3 months, and very old is 6 years. So, establishing that as our baseline, I got to flip my little page here, because what we came up with here is quite interesting. I have this bottle here out of the collection. It's I.W. Harper 15-year-old whiskey, bourbon whiskey. So, nice title, very short. It's very straight to the point. I'm I.W. Harper. I'm 15 years old. Now, taking the various years that we've put together here, using old is 4 years, and it's right on so on down here. We're going to use our system to rename this I.W. Harper 15-year. Now, I.W. Harper, please comment below, and you're more than welcome to use this. I do not want any patent rights for this or anything. Using the parameters we've established, we could call this I.W. Harper Baby Baby, Very Old, Baby Baby, New Old Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. That's if you add all those together, 3 months, 6 years, 4 years, that also equals 15 years. So I.W. Harper, you're more than welcome to do that, and I kind of hope that we've established some logic here behind all this new old in the naming of bourbons and whiskeys. Now what we're going to do, open our little thing here. I'm going to reach through and just grab whatever glass I can reach, and we're going to try some of this Old Bardstown. It was our whiskey of the week, so let's give it a taste here. I don't know how you know how much whiskey you put in a wine glass, but that looks pretty good to me for these purposes here. All right, let's swirl it. And again, this is 4-year-old bottled in bond, so obviously it's 100 proof here. And let's get a nose on it. Vanilla, ethanol, and some earthiness I'm getting right now. Not a lot of oak, a little cherries, of course. There's a little earthiness, like I walked across our yard to come out here. It's kind of a wet, damp day here, and I'm getting a little bit of kind of that same smell, that kind of dirty grass kind of smell, and earthy. Not a bad. I don't want it to come off like that's in a bad way either. Almost a little from the spicy side. I'm getting a little rye, maybe a little bit of like an allspice, a little bit maybe. Yeah, definitely the rye is there for sure. Let's go in for a sip here. Yeah, some caramel comes out here. Definitely a little sweet caramel, vanilla. There's that little bit of ethanol present, which, I mean, it is 100 proof, but I mean, it is a little bit more than I would like, I guess I would say. Again, this is a $17 bottle of bourbon. I didn't say that either, so I mean, this is definitely good for a $17 bottle of bourbon for sure. Let me go in for another sip. Yeah, it's sweet. It's got some rye on it, the oak, the cherries. I get a little bit of fresh cut grass in it. There's this kind of earthiness, it's the rye and the fresh cut grass on it. Just a hint of some caramel and butterscotch, but I think the vanilla and cherries kind of stand out. And I am, as I talk, as it finishes here, I'm getting a little oakiness on there. So, going for one more. Yeah, just for 17 bucks, I mean, it's not a bad bourbon. It would definitely go nice in a drink. Definitely be good in drinks with that rye that it's kind of finishing with here. Yeah, I definitely would. I'd run out and grab another bottle of this for 17 bucks for sure. That's Old Bardstown Bottled in Bond. This is Kyle with Whiskey Words and Wisecracks. Please remember to like, to subscribe, to do all that happy jazz. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube. We're all over the place. So, again, Kyle from Whiskey Words and Wisecracks. Hope you're having a good week.